Sweet cherry pie.
Try my best.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's second broadcast of your Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars taking on the Houston Tillotson Rams. And on behalf of the Jaguars Sports Network, my name is Cameron M. Caldwell, and I have the honor and privilege of being joined by a pioneer and a trailblazer, if I say so myself, the assistant student coach, Diego Aguirre. Diego, please introduce yourself, my friend.
What's going on, Cameron? My name is Diego Aguirre, and I am the student assistant and coach at Texas A&M San Antonio for the men's basketball team. And we have a great day going on tonight. With the second game, hopefully the Jaguars are going to take these HT Rams out.
Absolutely.
Nice
Looking
and
to
easy.
replicate their first matchup. We have Alexis Obregon getting the green light on the mound for the Jags, and batter shows bunt. Obregon, no problem fielding that one and throwing out Emily Ruiz to first. Good start for the Jags, Diego.
It's a great start. You know, she had a rough start going into the last time we were here at home, but, you know, she's been on her A game. So we're looking for good things out of her.
Absolutely. Obregon looking to improve on some of those troubles she had in last game's doubleheader when they took on the Houston Victoria Jaguars. And up at the plate now is number 23 for the Rams. That is Kayla Camacho. She's also pitching in this matchup as well. She gets the green light to go ahead on the mound once we head into the bottom of the first. But if you're just joining us, Cameron C. and Diego G on the call, or excuse me, Diego A on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network. And Alyssa Obregon's second pitch is outside, so the count is 1-1. Diego, perfect conditions today for some Red River Athletic Conference softball.
I have to shout y'all out. You know, this is kind of difficult, you know, just getting put on spot. But, you know, you guys really know what you're doing. If it's not Tony or you know, it's an Ash with a great throw to get a quick out on first.
Absolutely, Diego. Kind words from you, but cut short by Ashlyn Weinert getting that grounder and throwing the out to first. So that's 2 outs, but absolutely Diego getting his feet wet in the commentary game here, getting a little experience of what we do, but I can guarantee that you would definitely have that one leg up on us if we were courtside with those intense coaches and those players. Man. So maybe if you can speak on your experience on what it's like being an assistant student coach, you know, going from playing for the club team here at the university as
hold up.
That one is
foul ball.
Popped up deep left field, but no problem getting under that one is left fielder Christiana Luera. She's been busy all day, and that'll send the Rams back to the dugout.
You sure do say her name a lot. You know, she is an impact player, if I say so myself.
Absolutely. And at the end of the top of the first, score is 0-0. Rams heading back to their dugout, but I'll let Diego get back to his experience on what it's like being a student assistant coach for an inaugural basketball program.
You know, one word, it's rough. It is rough. You know, there's a lot of hard things going into just basketball in general, and starting a new program and being on that other side. It's time consuming too. You know, there's a lot obstacles in the way, especially on the men's side. You know, shout out the women's with Coach Minner, Coach Lermy, and Coach Woodell. Like those three have really just done great things for the university and on the women's side. But Dallas Smitty and Zach and Blackwell and me, you know, we're in the deep end right now, but we're looking to make a big push coming into this next season. You know, we've been out recruiting, constantly looking at these JUCO guys, just different types of. We just need energy, if I say so. You know, a lot of energy, just being a part of a program that we want you to be a part of.
Absolutely. Looking to build champions, as our athletic director, Darnell Smith, always says, and Diego Aguirre giving some valuable insight to what it's like being a student assistant here at an inaugural program. After a tough season, the men Jaguars finished off last overall in the conference after a tough season, but number of positives to take from that season, Diego.
There's a couple of positives, but speaking of positive, number 5 coming up to hit. She's a very big positive for this Jaguar softball team.
Absolutely, Diego. Number 5, Kaylee Barlow, who,
if I heard right, she stole 4 bases last.
You did hear right. That is correct. 4 stolen bases in the last competition, 2 of which came from in the same orbit of bases, I guess you could call it. But Barlow shows bunt there. First pitch will be a strike. If you're just tuning in, Cameron C. and Diego A. on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network. Diego getting his feet wet here in the commentary game in this second matchup in today's doubleheader between the Jags and the Rams. And 2 straight strikes go by Barlow. The left-handed batter had a busy first game, as Diego had mentioned.
You know, fun fact about number 5, she's a switch hitter. You know, if she wanted to, she could really hit with her right hand if she wanted.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that about Barlow, and I believe we actually have another, I want to say Samara Aguilera.
There's a couple of them that.
Absolutely. We have a few switch hitters, and maybe if, Diego, you know how much of importance that can be to a softball team, maybe you could speak on that.
Yeah, it can mess up the pitcher a lot, you know. I played high school, and I know that was a rough time for the pitcher knowing who's coming out. And she gets the strikeout, actually. Never mind. Well,
as we were talking about the importance of having some switch-up hitters, the switch-up hitter that is number 5, Kaylee Barlow, strikes out, and that's going to bring number 21, Samara Aguilera, up to the plate.
Oh.
The left-handed batter, as we were just saying, she can also bat with her right.
No, this is Christy.
Excuse me, Christiana Luera. Apologies. Thank you so much for that, Diego. And here's the pitch. I want to go ball. Christiana Luera had herself a...
She had herself a game last.
Absolutely.
game.
I have the first game stats here. At her 2 at-bats, had 2 runs. So making every at-bat count. That one will be called a strike.
Starting off hot a little bit. You know, getting a couple strikes early on. That is a big confidence booster for them.
Absolutely. After Kayla Camacho bounced around a little bit in that first game, Rams seeming to find something that's working for him, as Luera fouls that one away. So count is still 1-2, 1 out. Jordan Henry on deck, had herself a number of RBIs in the first matchup.
You know, I got a question for y'all. Well, everyone in the booth, you know. I just want to know, you know, you guys spend a lot of time and just setting up video, photographers, commentators, you know. Do you guys ever feel like stressed out, or what's that feeling going into a game?
You know, Diego, I have to say, with my job, as long as I do some research before, I'll be okay. But the tough part comes in when, you know, there's technical errors, and there's errors with things that we normally set up and have no issues setting up, and all of a sudden we don't want to, the camera doesn't want to give us a feed, and we will have trouble getting that fixed, but we'll get it fixed right before the game starts. So that's when the stressful moments come in. But I got to say, today we set up rather effortlessly, as our technical director, Tony Talamontes, and president, Brian Lopez.
What a hit.
Are here with me, as Luera is going to turn 2, see if she can beat the throw, and she does.
Safe.
She is safe at second after a mishandled throw by the Rams, number 12.
Special shout out to that celebration, Lego hands. That's what they call them.
Ah, Lego hands.
Lego
okay.
hands.
Putting us on some game here. I didn't know that was the official celebration that they call it.
If you look, every time they stop at a base, they do some type of celebration.
I've noticed that the Jaguar squad got a little bit of swagger to him, Diego. And as we mentioned, here comes the powerhouse hitter, number 7, Jordan Henry. She had herself 5 RBIs in the last game.
Fantastic last game.
She takes a swing at that one. A little frustration. Seems like she knew that one was a little bit out there. Still went for it, though. 1 strike, 1 out with Luera on second.
Ooh.
Henry fouls that one away after getting a piece of it. And here's the pitch. Camacho way outside.
And we have a steal right there. Cristiano with the steal to third.
Cristiano Luera stealing to third off of that wild pitch. Catcher, number 15, Alanias.
So just like basketball, with JSN, is also y'all's inaugural season technically too.
Absolutely.
What are y'all striving for the future coming up?
Got to say, just
Another
wild pitch, but great job there by Alaniz to recover that one, as I'm not sure Luera would have stolen home there. But as you were asking, though, I think our goals are just, continue covering the softball and continue to get as many eyes on our amazing athletes as possible, as I have a little experience of what it's like to be an athlete for the university and not have the proper attention that athletes deserve, as Jordan Henry strikes out of the play. That's her first strikeout today.
A source told me you were a goalie.
That source was correct, Diego. You have a very reliable source. I was one of the goalkeepers for the inaugural soccer team here on campus at Texas A&M University San Antonio, as Samara Aguilera takes her base, or excuse me, her plate.
If I'm not wrong, Samara is from El Paso. Fun
Yes.
fact, I am from El Paso too.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out El Paso.
Absolutely. I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you go back into our broadcast, or if you're a longtime viewer of the Jaguar Sports Network, you can remember a number of times when any time Aguilera comes up to the plate, and I mentioned she's from El Paso, I do a quick shout out to El Paso, Texas. That is Diego's doing right there, an El Paso native himself.
And I believe I know what high school she went to. And oh, what a hit. Right there, above second base.
And right then and there, Aguilera is going to bring in Luera on third base, and Jaguars on the board. A little bit of El Paso magic, Diego.
That's what it is. Like I was saying, I believe I know what high school she went to. And I didn't like that high school. But you know what? She's a Jaguar now, and we're both Jaguars. So
Absolutely.
cancels out a little bit.
Going from rivals to family under the Jaguars, as Torrey Campos steps up to the plate with 2 outs, 1 runner on, and Jaguars on the board. Luera got brought in, and Aguilera will go down with an RBI at her first at bat. Pitch. That one's popped up and recovered well, fielded by the first baseman, number 25, Kayla Guerrero. No problem getting under that one, and that'll send the Jaguars and Rams into the top of the second inning. Score is 1-0. Cameron C. and Diego A. on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network. Keep it right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to open up the top of the second here. Alexis Obregon still with the nod on the mound for the Jags, and it's going to be number 11, Aiden Johnson, with the green light on the plate.
I'm feeling 3 outs, 3 quick outs right here.
I love a 3 quick outs, Diego. Love to
outs.
see that. Jaguars looking to continue their theme of quick defense. But Rams looking to turn things around. Had some early runs in the first game.
Starting off great with 2 strikes.
So look, that pitch is fouled away. Obregon didn't seem to like that pitch, but not that it was any sort of trouble for her. That foul ball, that is. That one's outside. Just to the right of the plate.
Now, while HT is hitting, I just want another special shout out to the women's program for the basketball. Oh, what? That's an easy out right there. Told you.
Absolutely, as I believe that's Rachel Warren getting under that one. Yes, it was. No problem doing that, and we have been calling her name all afternoon, Diego.
Back to what I was saying with Chris Minner, man. He's an amazing dude, man. What he's done for the program, it's just been awesome. You know, they play at 7:30 today, so I hope everyone tunes in to watch them after this amazing softball game. But, man, just what he's done for the school has been just awesome.
Absolutely. Chris Minner coming in from Our Lady of the Lake University to start the inaugural program, or inaugural season for the program, I should say, and doing so in quite historic fashion, as that ball is a little low. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Got a little bit of my family in the chat here. Miss Sharon Caldwell, my amazing grandmother, joining us and viewing here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As that one's popped up.
There's another one. 2
And
down, 1 to go.
Aguilera getting under that one with no issues.
Shout out El Paso.
The El Paso native, as Diego mentioned, 2 outs. Jaguars looking to end at the top of the second with some pace.
Cam, you ever play baseball back in your day, or
I
just soccer?
went as far as T-ball, Diego. T-ball is about as far as I went. Then I picked up the soccer ball and basketball.
You are a very tall man, you know.
Sir, I wasn't quite coordinated enough to play basketball, as
Look at
that
that.
one is a
3
deep
for 3.
slapper out to left field, but no problem getting under that is number 21.
3 for 3.
Cristiano Luera, excuse me, and that is 3 quick outs, as Diego said, and we're going to go ahead and set it into a little break. Jaguars up 1 at the top of the second. Keep it right here.
Never mind.
Leading off for the Jaguars, number 1, Karina Perez.
And leading out for the Jags in the bottom of the third, Karina Perez scores 1-0. Excuse me, bottom of the second. And she makes some immediate contact. That'll go foul, though. If you're just tuning in, this is Cameron C. and Diego A. on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network. We're live at the park at the beautiful campus of St. Mary's University. They were kind enough to accommodate us here and allow the Jaguars Sports Network to set up shop in their beautiful broadcasting booth where we have some AC kind of staying out of the heat a little bit. Although it is a nice day, currently 83 degrees here at the park. Perfect conditions for some Red River Athletic Conference softball. Here's a pitch from Camacho. That one was, I believe, just outside.
So after softball, what other sports are you guys looking into broadcasting or reporting about?
You know, Diego, that is a great question and one that we are actively figuring out. But we cover all of Rex. We'll probably have to cover, not have to, excuse me. We will be covering rec sports. Correction on that. We will be covering rec sports. The after softball is over, and I'm not exactly sure what.
I just got a tap on the shoulder. Golf.
Golf as well. Yes, that is correct.
You know, shout out golf.
Shout out to golf.
They placed third, I believe, this weekend.
Placing
beating
third.
Over Our Lady of the Lake, which is big.
Beating out our crosstown rivals, Our Lady of the Lake, in a golf contest. I believe it was 36 holes that they play. I'm going to get our stats pulled up. But Karina Perez at the plate for the Jags, looking to extend this lead. 2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch from Camacho. Perez gets some solid contact. It's going to drop right over the second baseman, and Perez taking her base. Just had a pigeon fly right by us. That caught my eye a little bit.
Fun fact about me, I love Taylor Swift, you know.
So this is your jam right here is what I'm hearing.
This is my jam. I saw her in concert on the Eras tour, you know. She's a great artist. I love what she does.
Learning a little bit about Diego here.
A little bit of a Swiftie.
A little bit of a Swiftie. You make the friendship bracelets? Or didn't go that far?
Sadly, I did.
Well,
if
either
you
way.
ask any of the players, they think it's annoying and think I am an idiot. But, you know.
You like what you like. Absolutely. As Rachel Warren, the center fielder for the Jags, comes up to the plate.
Shout out Rachel for that song.
Absolutely.
That's a great jam.
Diego, the Swiftie, here up in the booth. And Zay Vlog says, let's get another dub. Thank you so much for tuning into this broadcast, Zay Vlogs. I know you were tuning into our first one. As Rachel Warren is up at the plate with Perez at first. No outs. Jaguars trying to get going here.
Ooh. Ball almost hit me.
Absolutely. That came right back and hit the net just in front of us, and off of that foul bunt, Perez is going to head back to first, and Warren looking to get set up again. Shows bunt again, and that one will go foul as well.
Same direction.
Perez really wanting to take off towards second. So that'll go down as 2 straight strikes after both of those fouled away. I'd like to take this time to shout out everybody behind the scenes who make my job easy. I'd like to shout out our technical director, Tony Talamontes, as well as co-commentator with me.
That's my boy.
Shout out our president, Brian Lopez, all the heavy lifting and organizing that he does. Also like to shout out Jamaica Gomez, the social media genius that you see behind all of our posts.
I see her right now. She's taking beautiful pictures.
Out there in the stands, as Diego said, taking great pictures. And also like to shout out Ms. Natalie Navarrete, the director of photography for the Jaguars Sports Network. And I just got word that golf played 54 holes in 3 rounds. Played 3 rounds, 54 holes, and placed third in that competition. I believe they were playing at one of the TPC courses. Just kidding, I'm wrong about that. They placed third in the 2025 Claude Jacobs Invitational in Victoria, Texas. So there you go. And up at the plate is the birthday girl, Ashlyn Weinert. 0-0, the third baseman. Had a busy first game, Diego.
It happens. It happens.
Have it. I'm so used to saying Tony, but Diego on the call with me here.
It's like you got a new girlfriend, you know. You just switch them in and out.
Oh, man. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Count is 0-1 with, as we said, birthday girl Ashlyn Weinert at the plate.
Down the line.
Oh, and there goes
Catch.
Perez. She wanted to advance a second, but Rams doing a good job getting onto that one. Great communication as well. That was a combination of their second baseman, right outfielder, and first baseman, so great communication there. I want to say that was number 12, Bazaldula, that got under that one.
You know what I really applaud y'all for? Being very neutral for both teams, you know. That must be hard.
Now batting for the Jaguars.
Gotta say, Tony, I mean, goodness, Diego.
Next.
Apologies once again.
The wrong girl.
I would say at first maybe there was some difficulties in being non-biased, but now it's all a part of the game. Get to watch these amazing athletes do what they do, make amazing plays like that. We just saw sorting out that fly out, and once again,
You know, that's why I love
Have
what I do. I could never cheer for the other team. Like, in that moment like that, I hope the outfield slipped, you know. Any advantage our team can get, you know, that's what we need. Especially on the basketball side of it, you know. Being around Chris Dow, probably one of the greatest coaches I've ever been around. Him and David Smith, man, they've just been real big mentors for me and just teaching me just how to be a great coach in general. And you could see it. All the coaches here at TAMUSA, you know, Coach Nicole out there, what she's done to this program has been great for the last 5 years, I believe. And Coach Chrissy, if I'm not wrong, the golf coach.
absolutely, Christy Cano, yeah.
Yeah, what they're doing is just amazing. And we just see this place getting bigger and bigger every year.
Absolutely, Diego. Could not agree with you anymore. Christy Cano, Athletic Director Smith, doing great things as there goes Perez. And she's able to get that stolen base to second like she had wanted after a number of batters had come up. And that was stolen. Alyssa Vicente up at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And that's Perez on second. Thank you all so much for the kind words. Zay Vlogs, Ms. Sharon Caldwell. It's our pleasure to be bringing you all these games as Vicente pops one to the third baseman. Has no problem throwing that one out at first, and that'll send the Jaguars back to the dugout. Score is 1-0 at the bottom of the second. We're heading into the top of the third. Alexis Obregon will lead us off. And on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network, Cameron C. and Diego A. Keep it right here. All right, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen, top of the third. As I had mentioned, Alexis Obregon continuing to get the green light on the mound.
Got a good feeling about this. 3 outs.
Absolutely, might be another quick 3 outs, but 0-0 shows bunt
There it is. Just one.
and is unable to beat the throw. She'll be out at first.
Just like that.
That is
What a play by Jordan.
0 Isabella Roblero showing bunt, gets out at first. Jaguars doing a good job fielding that one. Jordan Henry pouncing on that one, and that'll bring number 12, Gracia Bazaldua, and she'll hit a smacker out to left field, and unable to field it is Luera.
Oh, look at that.
But the runner will be out at second.
2 of them.
And just like that, able to make up for those
Get them out of
initial trouble.
I'm tired of these HT Rams. Just tired of them.
Luera out there, and just like that, 2 outs early on.
I'm sorry if my comments are a little hateful in a way. You know, I'm very one-sided. You know, if you're not a Jaguar, then you're not on my side. You know, that's just how it is.
There we have it. Our guest commentator with those comments. But here we are. Rams getting one, and no issues fielding that one.
Told you,
Jaguars.
just like that.
Quick 3 outs, and we're going to go into the bottom of the third. Cameron C. and Diego A. on the call. Thank you so much. Keep
Shout
it right
out
here.
Gwen Stefani.
And here she is, Kaylee Barlow leading off. Number 5 for the Jaguars. Jaguars up 1.
There it is.
Kaylee Barlow slapping one to right field, and she is safe at first.
What a game she's having, if I say so. She's having a great game. The last 2 games have been great from her.
Absolutely. Kaylee Barlow had herself 4 RBIs in the last competition. As we said, we're 1-0 is a score. Cameron C. and Diego A. on the call. Happy to have you all here, whether it's Jaguars or Rams fans alike. Happy to have you viewing the Jaguars Sports Network as Cristiana Luera up at bat. She shows bunt. Barlow takes off, and that's Barlow's first stolen base of the game. I believe that is her. Let me get the correct stat here. Excuse me. If I don't have it, excuse me. I want to say that's her 5th stolen base of the day.
I believe so. There was 4 last game, right?
Believe so. But here we are. Luera at the plate, showing bunt already. Switching back to normal. Getting some contact with that one, and that'll foul off to left field.
I have a good feeling about this next hit.
Absolutely, Luera trying to get something going for the Jags. Extend that lead to more than just 1 run in the bottom of this 3rd inning. This one moving a little bit quicker than the first game of our doubleheader matchup.
Yeah, you know, our pitching has been phenomenal, and they're just getting 3 outs consecutively, you know. So that's why it's moving so fast.
Absolutely. As Luera pops that one up, there goes the third baseman forward, and she drops, unable to make a play.
Dropped.
That one was Emily Ruiz unable to get under that. All players doing a great job, absolutely.
I think
Great
the sun
play
got
on.
into her eyes on that one.
The sun
Little
might have
bit.
been a effect there. Glare might have gotten to her, but Luera still at the plate. Oh, and 2 is the count. Barlow's on second. Barlow with a decent leadoff. Looked like she wanted to go on that one.
I think she's fast enough to make it.
Absolutely, she's beaten a number of throws today. Her 5th stolen base of the day. And here's the pitch.
And she's going. She's gone. Oh.
And Barlow
And
is
she's
going to be
out.
out at third, though. Unable to get that steal at third, and she's not happy with that one. She'll head into the dugout, and that'll be the first out of the bottom of the third. 2-2, still the count. Luera at the plate.
I might have jinxed her on that one. Don't you think so? A little bit.
Possibly the announcer's curse there, as I've been known to do in basketball with talking about free throw percentages and whatnot.
Oh, don't get me started on free throws now.
Absolutely, I've been the cause of a number of announcer jinxes.
Oh. You know, on the bench, it's a rough time, looking at these guys. Just,
As
what a
Luera
hit.
gets a slapper, and that one's going to go right in between the shortstop and second baseman. Luera advances to first after a full count and 1 out. That'll bring up Jordan Henry to the plate. Or excuse me.
Yeah, Jordan.
Yes, Jordan Henry to the plate, the catcher for the Jags.
My thing is, they're free.
Now batting for the Jags.
They're free.
Number 7, Jordan
You should make them.
Henry.
Absolutely. That's why they call it the charity strike.
But
And there goes Luera to second. She takes off.
safe.
Beats the throw. Mishandled throw as well, and she'll stay at second.
This base running by the Jaguars today has been phenomenal.
Absolutely putting on a bit of a clinic, if you will. But a number of stolen bases, and that one would be notched down as one as well. Cristiano Luera stealing second. 1 ball, no, 1 out, excuse me. Here's Jordan Henry. Camacho gets her to swing at that one.
I feel like if Jordan gets a hold of this, it might go.
Absolutely, Jordan Henry known to plant her feet and get that barrel turned down. Make some solid contact with it, as she did in the first game, bringing in a 3 RBIs in her second at bat, I want to say, as great little pop-up reaction by Alanis to thwart Luera from advancing to third. 2-1's a count, 1 out. That one's just outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. If you're just tuning in, Cameron C. and Diego A. on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help us reach our goal of hitting 900 subscribers by the end of the softball season. And as
we're
Jordan
walking.
Henry takes her base after 3 straight balls.
And we're walking.
Absolutely,
Looks like the
runners
pitcher's a
on.
little nervous right now.
Runners on first and second. Pressure might be building on the Rams pitcher Camacho after dropping that first one. 8-3, I want to say, is the final score of the first one.
Now batting for the Jaguars. Number 8,
And that
Samara Aguilera.
brings up Samara Aguilera,
Shout out El Paso.
the El Paso native, currently batting at a .353 average with 4 runs under her belt and 12 RBIs. First pitch is a strike. If you haven't already as well, I invite you all to drop us a comment. Let us know where you're chatting from, who you're supporting, and Whether you're on the Rams or Jaguars side, we're happy to have you here as Aguilera gets a piece of that one, and it's going to be fouled off to the left-hand side, and I believe a spectator might have gotten a hand on that one.
Some brave fans out there.
Aguilera swings at that one, and Camacho sends her back to the dugout. That'll be the second out so far. Rams only need one more to end out the inning, and that'll bring up Tori Campos to the plate for the Jags.
I want to be a baller, shot caller.
Great walk-up song being played. Tori Campos looking to get something going. She has herself 6 runs on the season and 6 RBIs as well, batting at a .321 batting average. Had herself a busy game in the first matchup of this doubleheader. And here's the pitch from Camacho. Campos gets a piece of that one, fouls it away. And that one is
and still
high. Both runners will advance. That is Henry advancing to second, and Aguilera advancing to
how would you say that? 2 steals?
third. I believe that would go down as 2 steals. Turns out it's just an advancement to the bases. They just advanced off of a wild pitch there. No steals. But 1-1 is the count. 2 outs, runners on, second and third. Campos gets a piece of that one.
And she dropped it.
Lost it in the sun is what it seemed like, and Henry will come home as well as Luera, and Campos is safe at second. Jaguars on the board in the bottom of the third. 3-0 is the score.
Someone didn't bring their sunglasses today.
Absolutely lost that one in the sun a little bit. The center outfielder from the Rams. That one dropped. But as we saw, trouble fielding that one, and as that brings up Karina Perez.
You know, for mistakes like that, the bench is always a great spot to lie down. Yep, there are her sunglasses, just like how I said.
Absolutely, able to get some glasses out there. Sun is definitely a factor as we are in the blaring heat of the day. 3:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. And 2 outs. 3-0 is the score. Karina Perez up at the plate.
Fast pitch.
First pitch goes down as a strike. Campos still at second. She brought those runners in. Bottom of the third here.
Lightning.
Great ball right down the middle. 2 strikes, 2 outs. See if Camacho can end out the bottom of the third here, escaping with only 2 runs on the board.
Ooh.
Said no swing there. That one was outside.
I'm being generous right there.
Ball 1. Camacho.
Before I get off commentary, just another shout out to JSN. You guys behind the scenes, photos, technical things, commentary. Just been great, especially seeing y'all very excited at basketball games, softball games, and soccer games at the beginning, very beginning. Just things y'all do for the university. They're appreciative of it. So just another shout out for y'all.
Appreciate the kind words very much, Diego. As I said, the entirely student-run volunteer.
Yes, student
Network.
run is crazy.
Entirely student-run, doing this because we love it. And 2-2 is a count.
You know, I've had a question. Someone once asked me, y'all get paid for this? And I told them, absolutely not. They do this because they love it.
That
That's just how you have to say it.
absolutely cannot be any more true. Doing this because we love it, getting some hands-on experience in the sports media world, broadcasting these amazing athletes. Is that ball a little low? Got a full count here. 3-2. 2 outs, 1 runner on second. That's Tori Campos after she picked up 2 RBIs for herself, bringing in Aguilera and Henry. Score is 3-0. As Diego said, Jaguar Sports Network started humbly back in August, September, covering soccer. And here we are 6 months later, 800 subscribers later, and almost 500 followers on
And
Instagram.
we're
as
walking. Oh,
Tori Campos advances to third.
safe.
She's going to be safe.
Oh, what's going on? Oh, they don't know what to do.
Going to be a rundown and
And
wild
she
throw.
still-
Campos
Woo!
safe at home.
And she
Jaguars have
still
1 runner
home.
advance.
Wow.
4-0 and good
Good
on
game by the Jaguars.
second base is Karina Perez. Bit of confusion there from the Rams.
What a steal.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Campos got moving there. Still 2 outs, and coming up to the plate to bat for the Jags is
Taylor
number 10, Taylor Gage. I believe she is pinch hitting, the senior outfielder. 4-0 is the score, bottom of the third. Jaguars trying to run away with this one. As we
Hopefully
said-
we could get to 8 points before we
Absolutely.
can go home early.
The mercy rule, after 5 innings, 8 runs would be the mercy rule, as first pitch is a strike,
We could send them back to Austin packing. Wouldn't that be delightful?
as the pitch is getting ready to go in here. Taylor Gage pinch hitting for the Jags. Count is 0-1, 2 outs. Still have a runner on second.
There.
Gage getting a piece of that one. It's going to pop out to left field, and it'll go foul, though. Counts now 0-2.
You know, shout out to the dugout, always being active. You know, it's great seeing great teammates love their teammates. You know, I've always loved to see that.
Absolutely. Team showing camaraderie on both sides. Rams dugout getting active for theirs, as I believe that was a foul ball. Taylor Gage got a piece of that one. Count is still 0-2. 2 outs with Perez on second. 4-0 is the score. That one's just outside. As we said, thank you for everyone who tuning in to the Jaguar Sports Network and also subscribe to us. We appreciate all the support that we receive from both home and away fans alike. And we're happy to have you here. As Gage gets
Gage
under
gets
that one.
under.
That one might drop.
Drop.
And it
And
does.
it does. What a hit.
Perez going to advance to home, and
Uh-oh.
Gage advancing to third, getting a triple on that one. Loving what she has, and Jaguar dugout getting hype. That's going to bring up the birthday girl, Ashlyn Weinert,
Oh, man.
to the plate. And in just 3 innings, Jaguars 5, Rams
What a hit.
0. Great hit by the pinch hitter, number 10, Taylor Gage. Still with 2 outs. Rams looking to escape this one.
You know what?
As we said, birthday girl, Ashlyn Weinert,
Number 0, Ashlyn Weiner.
the third baseman who's had a busy day today. Here's the pitch from Camacho
Oh, my
on
God.
Weiner.
Another, man, just the
It's
hitting
one there.
today.
And Gage is going to advance home, so that's 6 runs for the Jags, 5 coming alone in the bottom of the third here. And
Phenomenal.
absolutely phenomenal play, as Diego said. Ashton Weinert picking up another RBI and a single.
Uh-oh. You know what that means. When they have a talk with the pitcher, you know what that means.
Absolutely, things going to be talked over there on the mound.
Start warming up
Number
that bullpen.
23, Camacho, did a outstanding job pitching out the rest of the last game and also starting this one out, but looks like Rams going to get some activity going in the bullpen. Number 24, Emily Weinert, heading out there as number 15.
Thing is, she might not even make it into the game.
Alyssa Vicente
It
takes the
becomes
plate.
8-0.
Absolutely, Diego. Only 2 more runs needed for the mercy rule to take effect, but they would still need to reach the top of the 5th at the very least, or bottom of the 5th, excuse me. As that first ball is a little low, it's a ball.
Phenomenal. That's just what it is. Bottom line, phenomenal ways they're playing today.
Absolutely. Jaguars putting on a bit of a clinic here. As 2 straight balls thrown by Camacho.
She looks a little tired, if you ask me. Just
Maybe
the way she's throwing the ball.
the wear. I know she bounced around a lot. I mean, definitely a long day for her. I mean, started out at right field and bounced over to shortstop and then was told to pop over to on the mound as Ashton Weinert is able to beat the throw back to first base. But can definitely understand a bit of fatigue, you know, coming into play here for a number of these players. Number of Jaguars players looking a little bit tired as well in these
You asked me, they're
conditions.
playing better than the first.
In these conditions here as Jaguars looking to get something going. But absolutely, Jaguars also getting going offensively earlier than they did in the last matchup. But Camacho on the mound here. 3-1 is the count with Weinert still on first.
Beautiful.
Great bunt. Looks like that one is foul. Vicente showing bunt there. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Weinert's on first and Vicente at the plate. Here's a pitch from Camacho.
Nice.
Vicente getting a piece of
Drop,
that one.
Drop. Ooh.
And Rams playing a bit of great defense right there, able to end out the bottom of the 3rd with Jaguars putting 5 on the board. Score is 6-0. Your Jaguars leading. And we're going to head into a little break as we go into the top of the 4th. It's been Cameron C., Diego A. on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, top of the 4th inning. I'm going to send it over to Diego. He's going to give us his little outro as he heads back to the score stable.
I just appreciate y'all letting me come on for, what was it, 3 innings, you know, Cam, what you've done is amazing. Everyone from the staff at JSN is just awesome. And hopefully, on the basketball side of it, y'all could tune in for next year and tune in tonight for the women's in the semifinals. Have a chance to play for the finals of the Red River Conference. That will be exciting. That will be very exciting.
Absolutely. We have to thank Diego so much for hopping on, getting his feet wet in the commentary game, and also giving us some valuable insight into softball and the behind the scenes of being a student assistant coach for basketball. So we'd like to thank Diego. And coming back on there is my co-commentator Tony Talamantes as number 5 from the Rams. Get some good contact on that one, Emily Ruiz, but that one's going to fly out. And back on the mic, Tony Talamantes.
Great to be back on the mic with you, Cam. Is working the scoreboard is always exciting, and shout out to Diego for getting, like you said, his feet wet in the commentary and giving us insight about the basketball teams. And like he said, the ladies will be tipping off tonight at around 7:30 p.m. Watch it live from the Red River Athletic Conference's website for women's basketball. The name of their network is escaping me right now.
It'd be Antler Sports Network.
Antler Sports Network. There it is.
I believe Tubi, if you have it, that one's slapped out to right field by number 23, Camacho, the pitcher. She's going to take her base at first. Score is still 6-0. Jaguars leading in impressive fashion. And top of the 4th. Jaguars can get 2 more on the board. Tony, you might have a mercy rule come into effect.
Absolutely, as it was mentioned in the last inning, that once it's the 8/5 rule. So if these Jaguars get 8, they're up by 8 runs at the end of the 5th inning, it'll be the contest. And the Rams don't want that to happen, as they still have some time left in this ball game to climb back up here.
Absolutely, a lot of softball left to be played. Plenty of opportunities for the Rams to get back in it. Also would like to once again thank our guest commentator, emphasis on guest commentator, coming on the Jaguar Sports Network, as that ball is driven out deep to right field and able to get under it with no problem is the right fielder for the Jags, Alyssa Vicente, and that'll be the second out of the top of the 4th. Rams still got a runner on first.
As we were saying, Cam, our guest commentator did not squander his opportunity to get on the mic, as that's our word of the day, is squander.
Absolutely made every second on his microphone count, as that out is thrown to first. Also, just a disclaimer that our guest commentator does not directly reflect any of the thoughts, beliefs, or personal opinions of any of the Jaguar Sports Network or the Jaguar Sports Network as a whole, but we do appreciate him for coming on as a guest commentator, as he is a formal part of the men's basketball program. So there we have it right then and there, a little disclaimer for y'all. And the score is 6-0. We're going to head into the bottom of the 4th. Cameron C., Tony T on the call. Keep it right here. And leading off for the Jags in the bottom of the fourth is number 5, Kaylee Barlow. Had herself a busy game already. That one fouls off. There's Juliana Luera. Says, great commentating team. The parents truly appreciate the coverage for us out-of-towners. And Miss Luera, that right there is why we do it. First of all, those kind words, and more primarily the fact that you can watch your children play and excel in collegiate sports. As Kaylee Barlow pops that one in. The left fielder unable to field it. Barlow's going to turn 2. Jaguars trying to get going here, Tony.
Absolutely, Cam. There she goes again. Barlow always getting to that second base. I don't think I've ever seen her not get a double when she hits, Cam.
Absolutely. Barlow making every at-bat today count. But as I was saying, Miss Juliana Luera, thank you so much for those kind words. It really makes our job all the better, as we are entirely volunteer students making this network happen. So your kind words mean the world to us, and the continued support of the Jaguars Sports Network. Everyone here supports it. As Christiana Luera, speaking of her, here she is at the plate. First pitch is going to go down as a strike. See if she can bring in Barlow and maybe get to 8 runs here at the bottom of the fourth. Christiana Luera, the Far, Texas native. Although I don't have family in Far, I have family in Edinburgh and McAllen, so 956 is a little near and dear to my heart.
Was she the player that, I can't remember who commented, but she used to hit right-handed?
I believe
she switched
so.
to left-handed.
I believe so. Miss Juliana Luera, if you could confirm that in the chat, whether that was her that used to hit right-handed and now is left-handed. Almost another stolen base there by Barlow from second. So count is 2-1 now. And Miss John Luera says, yes, that's her, Tony. So another switch-handed batter going from batting right to left-handed. And obviously paying off for her. Luera having herself quite the season so far. Batting a .353 average. And that one's going to go foul. Barlow wanted to advance. Excuse me. .333 average. Has herself 17 runs this season, Tony.
Wow.
Making every at-bat count. As I said, Miss Juliana Luera, thank you so much for tuning in and supporting your Jaguars. And Christiana, as she gets a piece of that one, looks like she is going to advance to first. Barlow's going to advance to third, and Barlow is safe at third, but Luera is out at first. Great little defense there by the Rams, able to tag Luera out at first, but Barlow is going to be able to advance to third, and that'll go down as the first out of the inning against the Jags. So runner on third, and that's going to bring the power hitter Jordan Henry, number 7, back up to the plate. And if we remember in that first game, Tony, she had herself 3 RBIs at 1 at-bat.
Absolutely, and that's the conversation it looks like some of the Rams players are having, as they know that Henry's coming up to the plate with a runner on. So we'll see how they can handle her if she does another one of those hits that hit the fence, Cam. So it looks like they're making a change here, Cam, at pitcher. Unless I am mistaken, but it looked like
they were going to make a change at pitcher, but I believe they didn't. I think Camacho's still on the mound. I want to say it looked like number 20, Marley Robinson, was going to come and take her out, but Camacho's still on the mound, still has a green light. As we said, Jordan Henry up at the plate. That one was high and inside. Or excuse me, just high. And popping up was Alanis, looking to possibly make a throw to third in case Barlow is off the bag. But here's Henry. 3 balls, 1 strike. Henry gets a piece of that one. Be a full count. Count is 1-1. Henry pops that one up. Going to be heading straight for the Jaguars fans' bleachers.
Gotta shout out the fans again, Cam. Nobody bats an eye. They just watch the ball come down, and as it hits them just an inch away from their feet or their hands, and
Seem to have no care in the world.
absolutely, they're just excited to be out here watching this game on this beautiful day here at the park at St. Mary's University.
Here's a pitch from Camacho. One's a little low. Now we'll have a full count, 3-2, 1 out. Still have a runner on third, Kaylee Barlow. Barlow getting Henry getting a piece of that one. Unable to get it to drop, but Barlow tags up on third, and that'll be the 7th run of the game today. Barlow advancing to home. So 7-0, and only one more run will do it, Tony.
Absolutely. The Rams are going to have to get a stop here as they're already going to be approaching that 5th inning. And 5th inning, if the Jaguars are up 8 runs at the end of the 5th inning, that'll be the ball game, Cam. Well, I believe, actually, I apologize. Yeah, it's at the end of the top of the 5th inning. That'll be it.
As Samar Aguilera is up to the plate. That one was a little wild. Fortunately, no one on base. Camacho's pitch is a strike. Still 2 outs, 1-1. Or excuse me, 2-1's a count. With Aguilera at the plate. Another wild pitch there. That one was upstairs. We have our very own social media genius and Marcom director, Nevenka Gomez, in the chat saying, "Let's go Jags." That is the person in mind behind the posts made on social media for all of our followers on the Jaguar Sports Network on Instagram, keeping all of you up to date as that pitch was high and inside. Aguilera is going to go ahead and take her base. But as I said, shout out to Miss Nevenka Gomez, our social media and Marcom director, as Aguilera is going to be replaced by number 32, Shelby Celadon. She'll be hopping in at first to pinch run. And that'll bring number 18, Tori Campos, up to the plate. Still 2 outs and a runner on first. That's Shelby Celadon checking in for the first time today. It's a pinch run. Mr. Diego Aguirre, thank you so much for chatting with us. Big fan of the Jaguars he is.
I would say he's the #1 fan of all things Jaguar sports, Cam.
Gotta say, I don't think I've ever seen a bigger Jaguar sports fan Then Diego Aguirre, the Pioneer student assistant coach, as Campos pops that one up. And unable to field it is the second baseman, number 12. That one was popped off the glove of Bazaldua. And just like that, Campos is going to be good at first. And Celadon good at third. Trouble fielding that one was the Rams, number 12. She moved over to second base. And up at the plate is Karina Perez, number 1. With a runner on first and third, Jaguars have an opportunity to close it out here. Still 2 outs, though. Rams can escape trouble if they're lucky. Runner won't advance. Shelby Celadon is going to go ahead and advance to home. And just like that, Jaguars have 8 runs. Shelby Celadon.
Shelby coming around the home plate, Cam. Wow.
Absolutely.
I thought they would have had the second base out, but looks like the runner made it to second.
The runner to second was safe. I want to say that's Tori Campos out there that made it to second. But there you are, ladies and gentlemen, 8 runs at the bottom of the 4th inning. Jaguars have hit 8 runs, so if the Rams are unable to score in the top of the 5th, we will have the mercy rule enacted. But 2 outs still. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Still got a runner on second. It's Campos. But up at the plate is Karina Perez, number 1. Now up at the plate,
Now batting for the Jaguars,
number 10, Taylor Gage, the pinch hitter for the Jags. And she gets onto that one, but the Rams are able to close out the inning. That was the Rams left fielder, Alanis. So at the end of 4, Jaguars 8, Rams 0. We're going to send it into the top of the 5th. We're going to send it into a little break. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. Keep it right here. And leading off for the Rams in what has the potential to be the last inning of this second game of the doubleheader is Alili Alaniz, number 15. 8-0 is the score. Obregon. And looks like Alaniz might be able to turn 3 here. She's going to stop at second base, and Rams might have an answer to the Jaguars, Tony.
Absolutely. They can see the urgency in the Rams as she goes for the double. But, oh, she's just throwing something in the dugout. Okay, I thought the umpire was sending her back to first. But she made it to second, and, yeah, all the Rams need to do, Cam, is get a run in, and they'll stay alive in this competition here as runners on 2. And we have number 15 on at bat, Aliyah Alanis. I apologize, 25, Kayla Guerrero.
As you said, Tony, all they have to do is bring Alaniz in, and they might do it right
Looks
then
like
and
they're
there.
going to do it, Cam, or I stand corrected. Alanis elects to stay.
Alaniz electing to stay, but Rams putting themselves in favorable position here. Runners on first and third, no outs. Looks like Jags going to talk things over on the mound. Going to huddle around Obregon. Have a word about things.
Absolutely, Cam. You have runners on first and third.
All the Jags would need to do to finish out this one is just get 3 outs here, but with runners on first and third and the way those batters swung their bats immediately, Jaguars might be in for some trouble here, Tony.
Absolutely. They have still time to play this game out as they have a commanding lead, and Rams are looking to chip at that lead with runners already on first and third with 0 outs.
Bella Roblero. And she gets a piece of that one, but
Oh, my goodness. Center fielder drops it, and one of the Rams able to get home there, Cam. It's like they are here to play onward to the 6th and 7th inning now that the mercy rule is almost out the window, as they still are up in commanding fashion. The Jaguars, that is.
Tony, I think we have another application for Tony T's word of the day. If you want to go ahead and take over.
The Jaguars squander the opportunity for the 8-5 rule, and we'll see what the Rams can cook up here now that they have runner on first, and 12 is showing bunt, and she's going to be beat at first, but runner's going to make it to second.
Absolutely. Runner is good at second. And coming up to the plate for the Rams, number 22, Aaliyah Resendez, catcher. So 2 outs here. But Rams did get themselves out of mercy rule territory. So 8-1 is the score. Maybe if the Jaguars pick up another run at the bottom of this inning here, I'm not sure if the mercy rule would take into effect again, but
I believe that's the case, Cam, is so they're not entirely out of the mercy rule effect if the Jaguars are able to get another run, that'll be the ball game, and that's going to be the end of the 5th inning as the outfielder is able to get under that hit.
Jaguars 8, Rams 1.
We're heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're going to go ahead and send into a little break and keep it locked here in Jaguar Sports Network.
And up at the plate, birthday girl Ashton Weinert looking to get things going for the Jags here at the bottom of the fifth. 8-1 is the score. Jags would need one more run to enact the mercy rule. So Ashton Weinert wanted a piece of that one. That one fouls out, so 2 strikes already. If you're just tuning in, this is Cameron C. and Tony T on the call on behalf of the Jaguars Sports Network, the entirely student-run volunteer media network here on the campus as Weinert pops one up. Center fielder 0-0. I could find, excuse me, Isabella Roblero able to get under that one. 1 out, and that'll bring up Alyssa Vicente to the plate for the Jags.
As we were saying, Cam, Jaguar Sports Network is student-run. It's also the #1 sports network on campus covering all things Jaguar sports. Oh.
That one hit the
Pitch went-
backstop there. Want to know the count? Vicente gets a piece of that one, but Rams able to settle under it, no problem. That was the shortstop, number 15, Alanis. Getting under that one with no issue. That'll send Vicente back to the dugout. And bringing up to the plate is Kaylee Barlow, who's had herself a day, Tony.
Absolutely. If the Jaguars are looking to get a runner on base, Kaylee Barlow is going to be the one to do it, as she has a few RBIs in the day, not just this game.
Vicente gets a piece of that one, and she'll go ahead and take her base, and she is able to beat the throw to first. So Jaguars with 1 on, and that'll bring up, or excuse me, they're going to rule that one foul. Would have been Barlow advancing to first. That would have brought up Luera, but Barlow back at the plate. Gets a piece of that one as well. See if she can beat the throw. And she does. Beats that throw. Luera coming back up to the plate now. Kaylee Barlow is good at first and back up to the plate. As I said, Christiana Luera, the switch hand batter. 8-1 is the score. Luera trying to get something going.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 21, Christiana Luera.
Barlow's going to take off. She beats the throw. Safe at second. Another stolen base for Kaylee Barlow. And she did some little dance there. Happy with that. Still 2 outs. We have the one and the only editor-in-chief of the Mesquite in our building, Mr. Jonathan Pena, watching from Reese Bros Barbecue, which I have to say gets an official stamp as
there goes Barlow. There goes
gets that
Barlow.
one to go. And coming home is Barlow. She is safe. Come down awkwardly, though. Very awkward landing at home, and that did not look good there. Hopefully everything is okay with her.
You got it.
Gonna go ahead and get the camera off of her. Hopefully everything's okay, but did go down awkwardly, and I believe that will be the ball game, though, ladies and gentlemen. But Kaylee Barlow is down at home plate after coming down awkwardly. That's why we moved the camera away.
Jonathan Pena joined the stream right towards the end of the game. So shout out to you, Jonathan, editor-in-chief, as we're going to go ahead and send into a little break here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it.
Final score, Jaguars
After 5 innings,
Rams 1.
Jaguars taking that one in convincing fashion. 9-1 is the score. Kaylee Barlow able to get up and make it to the dugout with the help of one of her athletic trainers, but she is walking under the strength of her own will, which is good to see after an awkward step at the plate. But there we have it. Jaguars taking both games of today's doubleheader against the Houston Tillotson Rams. And on behalf of the Jaguars Sports Network, in collaboration with Jaguar College Radio, this has been Cameron C., and I've had the honor of being joined alongside with
Tony Talamantes. It was a beautiful day for softball, Cam. Make sure you write down squander in your book for words of the day, as you don't want to squander any opportunities, not just in the ball game, but also in life. So there you have it, squander.
Absolutely squander. And y'all have yourselves a great night. Cameron C., Tony T. for the Jaguar Sports Network. Make sure to subscribe.